So thank you to everybody who got back to me about Talk to Me Tuesday. This week we are really discussing your struggles about getting back on track or going off track and what you're struggling with. And it really came down to three things with the comments and the messages that I received. It came down to three things. It came down to illness and injury. So going off track with your workouts because you've got an injury or because you're ill and you're struggling to either get back on track or you're struggling to keep things going with an injury. Then it was obviously the biggest one is time. So a lot of people got back to me and said about they do shift work. And so it's really real struggle to find some routine and some consistency. And then a lot of you came back to me and said you struggle to get back on track when you've had a holiday, when it's been Christmas, when it's been Easter, when it's been a summer holiday and things like that, when you've had a weekend away and it's hard to get back on track. So let's go back to that first one. If you've got an injury, and I don't mean an injury from like an accident or anything like that. I want to talk about injuries that you get. So when you're maybe in the swing of doing a workout program, or your exercise, whatever you do, and then you get an injury like a back injury, a knee injury, a shoulder injury. I really want you to think about what is your body trying to tell you, and really use that time to help your body. So use that time. I know when I was ill and I couldn't work out, I used that time to focus on meditation. I used that time to focus on helping my body to heal. If you've got an injury, really think about what's maybe caused that injury. If you've got a back issue, could it be that you've got tight hips or tight hamstrings that maybe you need to focus a little bit more on flexibility, on some stretching? So use the time to really think about and really focus on your body and what your body is trying to tell you. And I know it's really frustrating when you're injured and you can't stay on track with your workouts. You know, maybe you were making progress, then all of a sudden you've got an injury and you can't continue. It's really frustrating, and you can complain and you can feel frustrated for as long as you like, but at the end of the day, I want you to start to focus on what you can do when these times happen. And again, if you're ill, if you've got a cold, take that time you need to heal. I would never take more than 2 days away from movement. So take your 2 days to rest and recover, then start some gentle movement. And if you're struggling to get back on track after a cold or an illness, then I would start gently. Just start by going for a walk. We don't need to be going hardcore every day. Just adding movement into our lives can count as our daily exercise and count as us being consistent because we are showing up for that movement. So, you know, even if you're not doing the correct workout on your workout program or you're not doing what you're usually doing, log that movement that you are doing and you will see that actually you are being consistent and you are moving forwards with your journey. So let's move on to the next one. So we are shift work. So a lot of you came back to me and said you struggle to stay consistent, to stay on track because you work shifts, you work different hours. So every week is different and you can't schedule a set time to do your workout. So what I want to say to you is, if you know what you're doing for that week, schedule your workouts in for that week. And it's going to be more of a struggle because it's not a consistent time, maybe every day. Maybe you're struggling with fatigue as well, working different shifts, but you have to make it a priority. And the best way you can do that is go day by day or week by week. When can I do my workout today? That's when I'm going to do it and schedule it in. It's all about planning and preparing. And the final one, so this is the one that I think people struggle with the most because we get those times of year like Christmas, Easter, summer holidays where most of us do not work out, we do not continue with our healthy eating, and then it's a real struggle to start again because it feels like we're starting again, it feels like we're starting from the beginning after that time off. And so my general rule of thumb is to never take more than 2 days off from movement or from working out. It's a real struggle to start again because it feels like we're starting again. It feels like we're starting from the beginning after that time off. And so my general rule of thumb is to never take more than 2 days off from movement or from working out. I know if I take longer than 3 days out of the flow, then it's going to take me longer to get back into the flow. And I get complacent and I just leave it for longer and longer and longer. So have a go at that. If you've gone 2 days or more than 2 days, then I want you to start to really look and think, right, okay, 2 days has passed, I need to do something today. And you will find that if you continue to do that, it gets easier. And I mean, even when you're on holiday, even when it's over the Christmas period time, and even if it's Easter, and even if you've been eating really badly, try to get that 2 days where that is your limit. It's really, really important that you are focused, you have a reason to get back on track. And it's really important that you try and stay in the flow as much as you can. And that's going to keep your consistency. Like I say, if you take longer than 2 days usually to get back on track, then you've lost that flow and you've lost that rhythm, and it's harder to get started again. It's harder to get back into the flow. It's like when you're stuck in traffic. It's so much easier when you've just got a really slow movement going and you're getting somewhere, rather than having to pause and then go again, and then pause and then go again. You want to try and keep the flow.